What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Trey Swish back at it again, and welcome to the Ether. Today we're going to be discussing Skyrim Part 2. We're talking about Elder Scrolls 6, the sequel, direct sequel to Skyrim. The video we're reacting to is provided us by Croissant, I don't know how to say his name. Disaster. The Elder Scrolls 6 is in trouble. This popped up on my feed, and I said, well, you know what? Let's watch it.
The Elder Scrolls 6 will be a disaster.
Why not?
Ex-Bethesda developer Bruce Nesmith, who was a senior game designer, said that it is almost impossible for the Elder Scrolls 6 to meet the expectations of the gamers.
Wait, what? Why would he come out and say that? That's so stupid. Oh my god, they need a new PR team. This is crazy.
And we need to talk about it, as a lot of gamers fall for this narrative that Bruce and frankly a lot of game corporations are trying to impose. So, Bruce Nesmith said that whether the gamers will like the game or not depends on a thing that he calls a game of expectations.
Oh my lord! Oh my god! Ugh, why would you say that? Oh no, people are gonna pick this apart. Oh god.
If a child brings a bad painting to its parents, the parents have low expectations, so they might like the bad painting.
Yeah?
But if a renowned artist would bring the same painting to a gallery, it would be a bad painting.
Yep.
I'm sorry, are you saying that you are a child? Do you want a child treatment? You are freaking Bethesda, you have the money to hire good developers.
You got Microsoft money. This ain't just little old Bethesda anymore. Like, y'all are big dogs. Don't get me, y'all are big dogs, but then you just put on all Infinity Stones with Microsoft money. Come on, bro.
You have the power to make good games.
Yup.
Fire developers who can't do their job.
Yup.
Writers who can't do their job.
100%.
Game designers who have a poor vision of how the game should look like.
Oh my god. This is crazy, bro. I don't understand, like, and this is all, whatever he's saying, verbatim, but, like, and I haven't done any digging. I haven't seen this report from anywhere. And it is like it might be just a clip out of one little interview or something like that. But, the fact that they have all this money and backing and stuff like that, it comes to a vision and execution. That's all it is, right? You have the funds to make this happen. You have the track record of doing this. Now, granted, Skyrim came out 14 years ago. Yeah, 14, I think, 2010. Yeah, that's simple math. So, like, it's been a while. Obviously, still, Todd Howard's there, but leadership has definitely changed over the time. And since then, you had Fallout 4. I think New Vegas came out after Skyrim, I think, which was a banger, but it was really close to Skyrim. Fallout 4, there's a little bit of wear and tear on that game, right? I love the game. It's a lot of fun. It definitely brought, I think that game definitely brought Fallout into the mainstream to people that didn't play it, just like Skyrim did with its genre. But you switched over and did the MMO route, which is interesting. And you did the MMO route again with Fallout, which is interesting. And the last game you launched was Starfield, which frankly I did not have intrigue in. Like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, every single of those games I played, and I had a good amount of time to play for the first time. And I played for hours, right? I was obsessed with the world. I was intrigued. I was traveling, doing random shit. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just exploring, having a good old time. I didn't have that same feeling with Starfield. I explored, and it's probably because there's so many planets in the world, and they're just not fleshed out. But I explored the planet, didn't find anything. Got really bored because I had to walk all the way back to the starship where I was supposed to fly off, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking click off this game and play something else. But I'm actually nervous because that pattern, right? You have a pattern of switching over from what you're good at, which is RPG games, and doing MMOs, and those are probably really successful. I've heard really good things about Fallout 76, but yeah. It's just the formula is It's a glitch in the system. You know, it's been a while. It's like having MJ come back when he's 46. You know, it's like, can y'all still play good? I hope so. We'll have to see.
Marketing team who study the preferences of the players and do a bad job. You want us to pity you?
Do not be sorry. Be better.
I was so mad when I heard this from Bruce. It was in the evening and I literally couldn't sleep because of the outrage. Why From Software can keep releasing good games? Why you can't anymore? It is not as if all games can't meet the expectations of the players.
I don't think it's that. I think the switching over to MMO, I think they were trying to go for a different money draw, because when you go for that, like a live service game where you have constant updates, whatever subscriptions and stuff like that, I don't know how exactly it works for the MMOs, but you have a constant money stream from what I'm aware of. With Skyrim, you don't have that. You buy the game and that's it. You buy the DLC and that's it. Which is interesting because a lot of good games that I love a lot, they have switched over to the free-to-play model or the live service model, whatever you want to call it. And I get it. You know, you have, first off, when you do that, you have to pay for servers, so you have to monetize, which you don't have to pay for servers for Skyrim. I don't believe you do, because there's not really online play, but I would expect there to be some kind of online play in Elder Scrolls 6. And then on top of that, you can continue to pay, you know, the people that work on the game with that money stream, which you just rely on the $60 purchase, the $20 DLC. So from a business aspect, I see why they might switch over. And a lot of fans didn't like that. Like, I personally didn't like that. The first MMO I really played was Thrones of Liberty. Go check out that gameplay if you're intrigued. It's on the channel now, but yeah, I don't think it's, I don't know, it's complicated.
It is you who can't meet those expectations. It is not as if gamers never get satisfied nowadays. There are a lot of good games released in last years.
100%.
So it isn't that it is impossible. It is you who can't do it. The problem is you.
I also think that Bethesda is so big now that their projects have to be massive. And that creates a huge risk to reward ratio. And I don't know the statistics on it, but obviously there's a lot of games that are going for that live, whatever, online game money flow. Lack of better words that are in my brain right now. But I don't know, man.
And who the F said that gamers have high expectations to Bethesda? Like, literally, a lot of people don't. I'm gonna be honest. My expectations...
Oh, I know where I was going with that. So pretty much the amount of money that they push into a game, because they're so big and their studio is so huge and they have backing by Microsoft, it is off the charts. Like, it's not just like a AAA game anymore. It's like a power... Like in college, you have Power 5 schools. It's like a Power 5 AAA. Like, it's another level of the echelon, right? And so that just makes it so much harder to deliver. Or, yeah, it's harder to deliver something great because your expectation, bottom line, is Skyrim in 2024. Straight up. Like, updated graphics, Skyrim 2024. And their character models definitely aged like shit over time. I still love them. They have the nostalgia charm to me. But in Starfield, I mean, their character designs aren't that great either. And it's crazy because the game is supposed to be, you know, next gen, which it doesn't feel next gen.
Were pretty high because, as I said in my video, the future of Bethesda, you must be really proficient in messing up to mess up the Elder Scrolls 6. Because it is so easy to make a good test game. But apparently, Bethesda is proficient in messing up. Majority of the gamers, though, expect Test 6 to be a failure. Now, since I have already mentioned my video,
I think if the game delivers on my scale from 1 to 10, and if it's a 6, that would be it'd be a colossal failure, 100%. I mean, if an average game by standards for IGN is a 7, dude, if it gets a 6 from IGN, that game is fucking dog shit. It is dog water. Now, they've rated some games that are really good, really low, but, like, dude, come on.
let me quickly promote my own channel. I have made a lot of Bethesda related videos. 6 episodes of how the Elder Scrolls 6 must look like for it to be a great game. A video about classic Bethesda formula. A video about Test 6 hot takes, etc.
Okay.
And there are more videos on a broad variety of video game topics.
Okay.
So subscribe to the channel to not miss them.
So this guy talks about Bethesda a fuck ton. Alright.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Now, it is really hard to make a bad The Elder Scrolls 6 game. But Bruce doesn't think so. Take a look.
And when we look at making sequels, you're looking at a couple of different things. You have to look at what should I do the same, what should I do different, and what should I do new.
Okay, I can tell you. What do you want to do the same? Everything on the game. Let's say that the game is completely the same. But you know what you want to do? You want to add more charm to the writing, make it more jarring in spots, you know, more exciting, more choices, make your character feel more like your choices matter. Develop the character you are. That's first. Second off is the graphics need to be way better. Way better. And I'm not just talking about, like, if you look at the graphics for Skyrim, the graphics for the world were good. They were good. For the time, they're really good. But the character models need a rehaul. I don't know what you're doing with Starfield, but they need a rehaul. That's 2, the graphics. And 3, gameplay needs to be a lot more satisfying. Like, don't copy and paste, but look at Elden Ring, bro. That's one of the most satisfying games ever.
And then there's something new. If you aren't putting something new on the table, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I played that already.
Literally no.
Oh, and yeah, 4th, I know everybody loves Skyrim because it's a cushy game, but remove the difficult slider. Just take that shit out. Take that shit out and make people work for the game.
No one asks nothing revolutionary from you. You have not released a test game in 13 years, and it won't be released in the next 4 years. Literally do the same thing as in Skyrim, but with a better combat. That's all the gamers are asking for. Some may say,
I'm asking for a little bit more than that, you know? Definitely a lot more than that.
That's a difficult
Also, the map should be bigger, for sure, yeah.
task. First, if that's a difficult task, then leave your job.
I don't like when people do that. I'm gonna be frank, and he has the right to do that. He's voicing his opinion, and he's not the only one that does this. And I voice opinions like that with 343 with frustrations. But at the end of the day, they are making the video game, and I'm not. Like, I don't know how to make a video game, to be frank. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, fire this fucker because you know what he's doing isn't good. And you know, I joke about 343, like fire 343. But at the end of the day, I don't know how to make a video game. I don't know how to code or anything like that. So I can't really talk my ish like I actually mean it. And I've heard rumors that 343 doesn't even code their game. They hire other studios, and that makes me kind of feel a type of way like I could project manage. I could be a PM easily. That's easily. I have a foresight. I have a vision. I know what I want to do. I could be like a director, but I can't program a game. Right? I can't code it. So me telling someone what to do and them coming back to me and telling, hey, dude, this isn't possible. That makes me feel like I shouldn't even consider making a game. I would love to one day, but I just don't. Like, for instance, let me relate this to my own life. Like, I did construction, so I understand how to build a certain item, right? And that way I could design the item. So that's what I'm doing now. I design the items because I understand how to construct them. And that was my goal. To go from just designing something but you don't know how to build it is very hypocritical in my mind. It's just the way I think. It's like, if you do that, then you're gonna have a lot of issues on the back end. So knowing how to build something and then designing it is a lot more optimal in my opinion. That's just where I come from. This is my frame of reference for anyone that's wondering. So yeah.
Second, nobody expects nothing revolutionary. Just copy Bloodborne combat, but make it less hardcore. Add some spells to use and boom, you have a 10 out of 10 game. No brainer. Or just watch my
pull a Power World, baby! Fucking rip that shit!
videos for more detailed instructions.
Hell yeah!
Overall, Bruce said that gamers expect good games from Bethesda every time, and Bethesda can't always deliver. But are gamers so demanding?
Oh my god, man.
Bethesda didn't release an 8 out of 10 game since 2016 with Fallout 4.
I do not like referencing a game off of a rating. You know why? Because you have reviewers and then you have gamers, like actual gamer scores, like player scores, and to be frank, it never aligns perfectly with what I see.
Then they delivered Fallout 76, which was a disaster.
But apparently it's really good now.
Then a mediocre game that is Starfield, which was like a 6 out of 10 at best.
And they're dropping new DLC!
And now they're saying to lower the expectations for the 6. Bethesda used to deliver 10 out of 10 games every time.
Was Skyrim a 10 out of 10? Without nostalgia.
Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout 3, and Skyrim were all almost perfect games for their time.
Almost, yeah.
Can't you see the pattern? That you didn't deliver a 10
Almost.
out of 10 games since 2011. It is a trend that the quality of the games have declined.
Well, no, it's a trend that they switched over to a different genre of gaming that they had no, I'm not going to say no right into trying, but the transfer over is a lot different, right? You know, you have elements that transfer over pretty well because they're both RPG style games. However, an MMO is a lot different than an RPG. Straight up.
Why can't studios and publishers just admit that they fail? They are always trying to shift the blame.
Fucking based.
I mean, Bruce even tried to justify Fallout 76 with his Game of Expectations card. It is actually wild to defend Fallout 76. Like, he said that the gamers expect Bethesda to always find the way. Take a look.
Yes, that's Fallout 76 was an awakening. It was the game of expectations I talked about before. There was an expectation that we would always find the way through the wilderness.
Maybe, just maybe.
Some boys got lost and they didn't have a map, they didn't have a compass, they were like, where the fuck we at, man? Shit. Fallout 76, man, shit. I don't know. Bro, the launch of that game is crazy. Like, I think Cyberpunk and there's been a couple of gyms for like worst launches this year and relatively close to this year. So I look over Fallout 76's launch a lot, but dude, that shit was epic.
To know the way, if you don't know it,
Yeah, it was
you
bad.
ask someone who knows it. For example, the players. Like, what do players want? Look at the games that you developed that gamers liked, and try to release something similar. And Bruce said that it was an awakening.
Yes, that's Fallout 76 was an awakening.
No, it wasn't, because after Fallout 76, Bethesda developed Starfield. Again, a giant emptiness. Nobody.
To be frank, I never tried Fallout 76 because it didn't appeal to me, right? I wasn't a big MMO guy. I just started dabbling with that. It's kind of fun. But yeah, Starfield, man.
But again, if you don't know the way, ask someone who knows.
I think so. He's coming off very entitled because he's a gamer and he has love for this franchise. And I think a lot of studios feedback, because they want to, make face and they ask for people's feedback and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know exactly how much, studios actually use the feedback. I'd assume they use it a little bit, but they kind of lean in the direction they're trying to go. And if they have a couple good ideas off of the feedback, they will lean into it. Or a lot of like game-breaking bugs pop up that feedback they're going to address. They should, just because no one wants a broken game. But that's modern gaming for you. But and I call the guy entitled. But at the end of the day, the customer's always right, and we are the gamers. We're always right. So yeah, you gotta take everybody's feedback and put it to an average and find out where the North Star is and follow that. So,
and also Bruce said that Fallout 76 is the game that Todd Howard wanted to create. And also from Todd's interviews, we know that Starfield is also a game that is pretty much a game that Todd wanted to create for a very long time. So maybe, I don't know, Todd have to stop making games that he wants and make games that gamers want.
I'm really curious if it's really Todd Howard's fault for the direction they've gone. I think that they saw an opportunity to branch out and have, 3 different teams and have three really big RPG elements with Fallout, with Starfield, and with Skyrim. Now, obviously, Fallout 4 was mixed reactions. Skyrim, a lot of people love it, and then Starfield, it's very dull. So they're gonna try to save Starfield as much as possible and create replay value for people that will come on later on, which makes sense for them to do strategically. They've already invested so much money into it. I can understand why they're doing it. If you just completely can it, it pretty much cans the idea for Bethesda ever make a space style RPG, which I do not think is a smart move at this point. I think they should polish Starfield as much as possible, just because it's financially it's a smart move to do. That way you can do the Call of Duty model where you can rotate. You know, you have like Black Ops, you have Modern Warfare, Sledgehammer, and you just rotate these teams in, and you know you can have it pump out a game every year, which is smart to do, but the execution of it, I don't know. I just, oh man, they've fallen flat.
How about that? Also, Bruce said that there's a lot of pressure on Todd Howard. Good, there better be. What, you wanna chill when you didn't create a good game in more than a decade? I know that Todd is one of the most respected game designers, but it is in the past. So maybe it's time to retire?
Ooh, I don't think so. But I definitely think that decision making needs to change, for sure. And I think the biggest issue is, and I know a lot of people love MMO. A lot of people like 76. A lot of people like Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm trying to think of this like from a financial business aspect, but also keeping my thoughts as a gamer in it, because I don't like those games. Like, I've never wanted to play them. So in respect of everyone that does like those games, I'm not trying to say those are bad games by any measure. But there is going to come a point where they need to make a new Fallout game that's RPG, and a new Skyrim game, or Elder Scrolls game that's RPG. And I don't think it is strategically smart to have the MMO and the RPG overlap, right? So I think they need to pretty much end 76 and end Elder Scrolls Online to rotate these RPGs in. And I would suggest them never doing the MMOs again, but that's me. I don't play those games. That's me being biased. But strategically, I would not have Elder Scrolls Online being live and getting updated while you have a new Elder Scrolls game that's an RPG, right? That just does not make sense to me at all, because then you're going to cut your player base in half. If you have this game over here, quote unquote, dead, the MMO's dead now, then those players will flock to the RPG and they'll buy that game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Leave while you still have some dignity to your name. The point of this video is for me to say to all the gamers that I can reach through my channel, stop buying that bullshit. The studios, the publishers, the corporations want to portray the gaming industry as a team play. Gamers must have low expectations. Studios should keep releasing bad games, and everyone will be happy. No. For forever, game studios, publishers, etc. had their ways with gamers.
Okay.
It is not a team play thing, and no gamer benefited from this view. Gamers must not settle for bad games. It is and always has been strictly business relationship. You deliver games that gamers want to play. Gamers buy the game.
And that's the thing. Your definition of a bad game is going to vary, and I agree with them, right? But I agree because I don't play MMOs like that, straight up. And the MMOs I do want to play they're not Bethesda, right? I don't want to play a Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, a Elder Scrolls MMO. I'd rather play a MMO that's tailored to MMO players, right? Because it's kind of a niche in a niche, you know? I don't want to play that because it feels like a waste of time, in my opinion. I could see the cutscenes and the lore and hear the stories about that game. I'd rather just not play them because I feel like it's a waste of my time. I'm not trying to shit on you if you like these games or not. And I'm not trying to say that they're 100% bad games. I don't know. I haven't played them, so I can't say. I'm not gonna say a game's bad if I haven't played it. Like for instance, Starfield, it wasn't for me. I didn't complete it. I didn't put more than an hour into that game. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, the best way for you to make money off of a video game, if you're selling video games and making video games, is to make a good video game. That is it. Like, who gives a fuck about the features that are in the game? Who gives a fuck about the agenda you're trying to push in the game or whatever it is, right? Just have a really good game. That's it. And have a good game that players want to play, not fucking game reviewers. That's the part that pisses me off the most.
If the studio won't, then it is their problem, not the gamer's problem. There will be other studios that will deliver good games. Now, Bruce and a lot of game corporations are trying to shift the blame. And I'm not saying that Bruce himself is evil. Maybe he genuinely believes what he says. And in the interview he said a lot of smart things too. I felt like he knows the issues of Bethesda. But I'm here to tell you, and maybe tell Bruce, that this concept of blaming the players is wrong and harmful for the players. Also, while I was making this video, Ubisoft blamed the gamers for their failures. Again, saying that gamers have too high expectations. So we see that it isn't just Bethesda who is shifting the blame and pulling.
I'm sorry, I love the way he pronounced that. That's awesome. I love that.
Failures. Again, saying that gamers have too high expectations.
Oh, that's fucking gold, dude. Your accent is awesome. I fucking love it.
So we see that it isn't just Bethesda who is shifting the blame and pulling out the expectations card, but also Ubisoft. And frankly, a lot of game corporations did it at one point in time. So I am here to tell you to never pity these studios and publishers, especially never pity giant multimillionaire companies.
True. Fuck them.
Never pity Bethesda, never pity Ubisoft.
Fuck them.
Never pity EA.
Fuck 'em.
Never pity Activision. Never pity Sony.
Fuck 'em.
etc.
Hey, Activision fucking blocking the Modern Warfare 2 mod.
Don't
Fuck
pity them
you.
because
I wish I could have played that shit, but no. No, y'all don't want us to have what we
they
want.
never did and never will pity you. Now, I am gonna again remind you to subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos.
Of course.
They are all extremely good. Even Virgil likes them.
This guy, I do enjoy this video. This was a good video. It only has 23 likes now. Go give it a, he has 60 subscribers. Go give him a like. This was a very good video. If you don't agree with the guy, or if you do agree with the guy, it doesn't even matter. It's a great perspective to have. I frankly, I don't agree with a lot what he said, but I see where he's coming from, and I do agree with what he said. With a lot of it. So it's, you know, it's a mixed bag for me. But yeah, let's keep going.
Virgil.
Shout out to Croissant.
Do you like them?
Or however you say his name. I'm sorry. That's him right there. Yeah.
See, told you. And leave your generous and glorious like to this video. Thank you.
Thank you, Croissant. Or however you say your name. Hold on, let me figure out how to say this. Croissant. I don't know. This was a good video. Well said, Borst. Oh yeah, he said his name was Borst. Yeah. So go check out that video if you enjoyed this reaction. Go give it a like. Maybe even subscribe. Help him out. Me and him are around the same subs. Yeah, go give him a shout. So yeah, let him know that I sent you. The Ether sent you. But. Frankly, my takeaway from this, I thought it would be like more of an update, but it's this guy, you know, that works for the team talking about it. I don't know if this is obviously cut out of context, and I could see this guy, you know, just mentioning this, you know, nonchalantly, and, you know, PR team going crazy afterwards, maybe. I don't know. This is the first I've heard of it. This doesn't make me nervous for Elder Scrolls 6. It doesn't. You know, I'm already at a point where my nervous level won't really go up more until I actually see like gameplay and hear more about like what's actually going to be in the game, which I don't think we'll have for a long time until they stop updating I almost called it, yeah, Starfield. I almost called it freaking Starforge. Or not Starforge, Star Wars. But yeah, man, I don't know. Let me know what you think if you're nervous about this game. I'm curious to see what the overall, fans of Elder Scrolls is thinking. It's just, I feel like there's no way they're going to reach the height, like they're gonna nail the expectation, just because the expectation is set absurdly high for this game, just because it hasn't come out in so long. And yeah, I just don't see how it hits that threshold, man. It's a cult classic, and it's one of those games that has pushed up into gaming, like the gaming Hall of Fame, the gaming, ethos, the greats, right? And maybe you don't enjoy the game, but it's up there regardless. Like, if you don't enjoy Minecraft, you have to respect that that game is up there, right? It's huge. And Skyrim is fucking massive. It's massive, and we broke down a lot why that is in older video, so you can go check that out. But yeah, dude, this is my reaction. My name is Trey Swish. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I hope you enjoyed his video. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. So peace and love, and I hope you have a really good day. And if you're not having a good day, at least I hope this video, however long it is, for 30 minutes, I hope it was a good 30 minutes, man. Yeah, I'm out of here, man. Deuces.